What up, what up, what up, weirdos? Welcome back. It's your boy, Raindrop, Raindog, Rain Drizzle, and my co-host, co-cult conspirator, John.
Yeah, he's stepping in for Uncle
You
Juju.
already know, you already know. If you guys missed Juju, do not worry. He will be back this upcoming week. So, yeah, you know what I'm saying? So, this weekend, Juju will be back in business. He's just taking care of life, and he misses all of you. I promise. He wants to be here, but, he's just doing his thing. And speaking of
Clap,
that,
clap it up for Juju, man.
dro- drop an air horn. Oh yeah, I'll give him a round of applause. I'll hit the button. Uh, but if you're not aware, make sure you drop a like, a comment, and a subscribe if you can. It helps us with the algorithm. And if you're on Spotify, just keep following and doing your thing. Keep listening. You know what I'm saying. And let everybody know where to find everything you didn't know you needed to know in one spot. It is what it is. But me and John here have a comic book of the week. I know it's been kind of sporadic lately without Juju, but we have Deadpool 28. I forget who it's by. I can tell you in 1 second. This is Deadpool 28. It's not Vemonized. It has nothing to do with Vemonized like the cover is. It's Gary Duggan is the writer. What an unfortunate name. And the artist is Salva Espin. So me and John picked this out because we both own this book. Shout out John. He actually got me this book and himself one. He is a fucking legend because the cover is hard as fuck. It's Deadpool as Venom eating a bunch of chimichangas or whatnot. Yeah, it's also misleading though, wouldn't you say, John?
Very,
But
very.
but that is the world of comics. If you're not aware, there's many variant covers, and most of them have nothing to do with what's going on in the inside half the time. So, if you're buying a book based off the cover to read, it's probably a bad idea. But if you're buying a book based off the cover just to look at the cover, keep doing what you're doing. You know?
Yeah. I'm learning my lesson the hard way because, as you know, and anybody who has seen my collection knows, I am a cover whore. So
Yeah, he's a big cover slut.
yeah, yeah, big time. All it takes is a good cover, and I'm in there. So yeah, seeing the cover and thinking, all right, I'm about to see something really cool when I open this up, and then getting into it, I learned a little bit, but nothing like what I thought I was about to walk into.
Yeah, no. So, if you guys haven't read this, Deadpool is married to what is her name?
Shikla.
Shikla. Yeah, he's married to Shikla, the queen of the underworld, and they have a kid together. And
Ellie.
yeah, Ellie. Uh, and long story short, their marriage is not well. One of the first bubbles in the beginning is she fucked Wolfman while they were together, and then you find out later she's fucked other servants out of ordering them to, which is still cheating. Uh so their marriage isn't good, and this monster gets killed in the subway by a bunch of humans and cops. She's pissed about it. Deadpool's kind of not taking her side. She goes to court about it. It doesn't work out for her, and she basically is like, I'm going to take over New York because I'm tired. Your justice system doesn't work. I don't like it, blah, blah, blah. And,
Which she has a point.
yeah, she does. She does. I'm not saying she doesn't. She definitely does. And they basically tell her, go to civil court, and that's what really triggered her, rightfully so.
Yeah, yeah.
they wanted to
It
they wanted to
it
put her on
triggers us
Judge
all.
Judy right quick. They're like, go be
Yeah.
an episode of Judge Judy and deal with this. But so she has a staff that Dracula's looking for. She has it. She's doing all this crazy shit. Deadpool sends out a text to everybody. And if you ever read a Deadpool comic, they do this kind of often. He'll send out a text for help. They even do it in the Deadpool manga. He sends out a text to everybody. Cap's like, no. Luke Cage and Danny are like, how do you get our numbers? It's time for new burners. Mr. Sinister's like, no, I'm sorry to Shorty because he knows Homegirl, and so forth and so forth. That was probably one of the better parts of the book, was them being like, none of these fucking superheroes want to help Deadpool. Like, last fucking thing they want to do.
Yeah, straight up like Spider-Man's like new phone, who dis? I was like, damn, that's cold.
Yeah, bro. So,
You're
and
in New York.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like, you're right there. So nobody wants to help him, and she basically sends these guards, as she quote unquote said, like they say. He asked them, "Did you guys fuck my wife?" And they're like, "We did," but and then he cuts his head off, and he was like, "It was under an order," and like he starts going after her, and she brings all these people from the underworld and is telling all the people from the underworld come out. And that's what I do like about this book. They do what Deadpool does best. They have a lot of different cameos. Like they show like this one panel of all the monsters in one hideouts: Werewolf by Night, Frankenstein, Invisible Man, all them, and they're like debating if they should go help her and like all that. But basically, and then it ends with them talking about. I'm just kind of getting through this so me and John can talk about what we liked and what we didn't like. Basically, it has these vampires talking about the porno district, and then they get stabbed with a stake, and it ends up being Blade. And that's pretty much what Blade basically. Oh, go ahead.
The savior of the book.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, kinda, yeah. I have some words. I'm gonna say them in a minute. Blade shows up, and basically they're talking about going to New York because that's where she is, like raising the dead and all the demons. So he's like, I gotta go to New York because they're in Mexico where he's at. They're in this like shack, and yeah, that's where it leaves off. And before we get into what we didn't like and what we did like, I want to say we did jump into this on issue 28 of a part 1 story, which the part 1 story made it easy to read, but at the same time, there was a lot of background info we didn't have, but they do give you a good bit of it at the beginning. So,
yeah, I'll give them that. The little chibi intro that we got,
yeah,
it helped.
It did, because you definitely wouldn't have understood, like, why is he with, like, who is his wife? Like, what is this? Like, what the fuck is going on? And you kind of get an understanding, like, all right, he's been fucking around with the underworld, he's cock blocking Dracula, and that's why all this shit's going on in New York. And it was good, but I do have some faults. Like, they show a flashback to Wade in the museum when she first, like, appears as a monster or whatever. Or yeah, and he looks normal. Like he is in his he's like in his regular clothes, but he has like no messed up skin. And that was one of my biggest gripes with the Ali Wong book, was that Wade didn't look gross enough. You know what I mean? Like he's constantly has radiation and cancer and shit, and his skin's fucked up. He should look gross, right? Like,
well, that was my thing. Like when I opened it up and I got past like the little like chibi joint that they did in the beginning.
I didn't realize it was Wade at first.
Well, yeah, I closed the book and I looked at the cover again and I was like, am I reading the right book? Like, did I like buy like a cover that doesn't have the right book on the inside? Like, I was like, what the hell am I reading right now? Because this doesn't look Deadpool at all.
No, yeah, cause he just looks like a normal human.
It caught me very off guard.
And maybe that's just an ongoing thing in this book, but it wasn't really. That part threw me off, and then like, I'm not gonna lie though, it was very, in the sense of writing, it was kind of very Deadpool in the fact that like everything was a joke. They had all these different cameos and used them as jokes, and like making Deadpool a cuck is very much a Deadpool thing. Like him just kind of like, you know, like.
So who else is knocking boots with my wife? And then two of them are like, what?
Yeah, exactly. And then he cuts his head off. And he's like, it was an order. It was a command. It's like, nope, he doesn't care, bro. You're trying to kill him and you fucked his wife. It's over for you, bro. But, yeah, I mean, and the art was all right. Like, I wasn't in love with it, but I didn't hate it. Like, I've seen worse. But I would probably give this I'd probably give the art like a 7.5. because I didn't.
You're gracious.
Well, dude, because it really isn't that bad. Like, I could show you some really bad comic art, like especially of Deadpool. Like, I mean, to be fair, my favorite Deadpool run is Kelly Thompson, King of Monsters, because I love how she did the art for Deadpool in there, or not her, but whoever did the art for her run. I think it was like two different people, but I don't know. I wasn't like super mad about it. What do you give the art?
Man, I don't even know. Like the whole book overall, man, I don't know. It's hard for me to come up with a grade for it. I think the best part of it for me was when it's going through and he's contacting everybody and he's like help and everybody's like no. And the art that they did on the other characters kind of blows Deadpool and everything else kind of out of the water.
Well, see, that's where I almost disagree because I thought the whole when they showed her, okay, not that scene, but when they were doing the one for the monsters, I thought
Mm,
Wolfman looked fucking stupid and like a furry,
yeah,
and I
yeah,
thought
Wolfman's pretty
Frankenstein
bad.
didn't look scary. Like, kind of thought they underplayed that whole thing a little bit. That is where
Well,
I did not like the art was in that panel. I was like, you had a chance to make all these people as scary as fuck.
but when you look at what they did with Deadpool and Shigla as it
I
starts,
mean,
you can't expect a whole lot out of everybody else.
I mean,
But
but that was just the intro, and they didn't do the whole book like that. So, like, I did expect more, especially from the rest, because, like I said, I personally didn't think it was that bad. Honestly, like, it felt like Deadpool art, because, like, most Deadpool books I read, they're not like super like detailed books. Like, I mean, I hate to say it, but like Rob Liefeld's Batter Blood, that was like a really beautiful inside book. The writing was kind of ass cheeks, but I thought the inside looked fucking cool. Like,
oh
uh,
yeah, I've got a bunch of Deadpool books where it's like you open them up and it's like, wow, this is even better than the cover. And the whole reason I bought it was for the cover. So it's like
I mean,
when you
to each their own. I just feel like it's opposite.
no no
I feel like more Deadpool books than often are like this art, like kind of cartoony and funny. But
yeah no I'm with it, but I feel like when you get to the end, spoiler, when you get to the Blade at the end, like they did Blade justice at the end. Like, why didn't the rest of the book look like this?
yeah, I don't know. I do not have an answer for that one. But I
And
would.
then for it to transfer over into what is it, Spider Man
Well, that's just comics, bro.
Continuum?
That's just comics.
Like,
That's not a bad thing. I gotta say that like transferring it to another book is just what they do in comics. Like when we reviewed Carnage 4, the next transfer was into uh Venom 31 or whatever. So that's
I
just.
know, but like at least that makes sense.
I mean, it does for Deadpool as well though, because him and Spidey team up all the time. Like they have like little team up things all the time, and they're in New York. So Spider Man's in New York. So for the comics, that does. I gotta admit that does like I don't have a problem with that. That's just reading
I
That's just reading comics,
yeah
bro.
yeah yeah. I get the the Spider Man in New York and Deadpool and everything like, but like I don't know. I can't remember having like a Blade Spider-Man Deadpool
I
combination. I feel
that
like
would
that should be more.
happen. It happened this fall. There was
That's what I'm saying.
Miles Morales and Blade. He was in there because it's in New York, and that's like. But that's what I'm saying. I'm not trying to like shoot you down. I'm just saying like you don't read a lot of weeklies, and like that's just what they do. They just connect all these different books because they're in the same cities. So like if you're in the city, they're gonna throw you in there together. So
Oh yeah.
that's just them working on the universe, and like it's also like for me, I like it because I hate how movies only want to put characters together that people that only watch MCU want to see together. And I'm like, no, bro. In the comic books, everybody is like mismatched with everybody. It doesn't matter. Like, we're creating duos left and right between people who quote unquote shouldn't be. So I'm here for it. And I'm just used to it because I just be reading them. So I'm used to having to jump from this issue to that issue. I'm not saying it's not annoying, but I get why they do it because you gotta connect and build these worlds. Like even if it's like quote unquote bad, you gotta try. Or
Oh no, I agree. I was just on the wave of like, if you would have told me that there would have been a Spider-Man Blade Deadpool crossover, I feel like that should make waves. That should be big news because that's like three huge characters to me. You know what I
no,
mean?
I agree, and I mean it probably was. It probably was when it came out. You gotta remember we weren't to be straight
What was
up.
it,
We
2021?
yeah, so like that was like me getting right back into it. Like that's when I bought
Yeah.
my first like 5 from Second and Charles again or whatever. So I think that's when I got my Walking Dead slab. So we weren't on the weekly, like we weren't as like into it as we are now. Now we're in the culture. You know what I mean? We actually
Yeah.
keep up with these motherfuckers now. So who knows? It might have been when it happened, or people might have slept on it, which I wouldn't be surprised because that's how some of these people are.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, man.
But
Yeah.
just real quick, overall, I I'm only giving this book this grade. If you guys have read the whole series that this is based off of, feel free to comment below and let us know what you think of issue 28. But I think as somebody who's never read any of the other ones, and this was my starting point, I give the whole thing a 6 overall because I didn't fucking hate it, but I didn't love it. So I'm giving it a fair 5 to 6 because I feel like this was just kind of a stepping stone into like a cooler thing.
Yeah, it's definitely one that's gonna have to be like revisited. Probably look into some either previous issues or further issues. I'll play ball at 5.
All right, all
Like
right.
like overall. I'm not. I don't hate it. I've read worse. I've seen worse, but I want to see what they do with the whole Blade Spider-Man Deadpool thing.
Yeah, I know. I finished it and I was like, yeah, I kind of want to like read the next one to see what Blade does. Like.
Yeah, well, that's what I was saying, man. He was kind of like the savior to the book for me because if it wasn't for that at the end, I would probably be like a 3 because I'm like I
I
wouldn't
feel
care.
that. I definitely feel that because I mean, I low key think Juju would have loved this though. I'm not even gonna lie.
I could see that. This is where we need a 3-man group over here because Juju always has that curveball input that will change somebody's mind.
This is very fucking true. But yeah, I mean, so I don't know if I would go hunt this out, my dudes, but I'd maybe read it, if you like Deadpool enough, like throw it on your
Yeah,
like if you could read it on the app for free, definitely do it. But if you got to pay for it like expensive, maybe not do it.
if you love a cover, you got a fire cover. If it's a cover that you love, that you want to slab, that you want to get graded or whatever, absolutely put it on the wall. It's great. It's fantastic. But inside, not as much.
Yeah, no, I agree. The cover was gas as fuck. I still love the cover. I did get a little bit of water on it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm mad at myself, but it's a
Yeah,
piece.
well, I mean,
It's a
it
PC.
is what
So
it is.
yeah, but into bigger and better things. Me and John, this is what you all been waiting for. You guys actually don't know, but Hulu in 2021, 3 years ago, they they made the show Hit Monkey. It is an animated series based off the second comic that came out. The first comic of Hit Monkey was 2010, I believe. I could be wrong about that. But it was a one shot, and then there was a mini series that came out, and this is what this is based off of. And I'm just gonna go outright and say it: you got to watch this fucking show.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
I was mad that I just realized it was out. I would have been watched this if I knew it was out. It wasn't on Disney Plus. They put it on Hulu, so make sure you have Hulu. It's Hitmonkey on Hulu. It's a fucking one, y'all. Like it is a fucking one.
Yeah, I would have to put it up there. Top. I I wanted to say three. I'm gonna go five, but three is definitely close. Uh, and it's animated. It's not even
Yeah,
like
it's
a
not.
live
It's
action
not
or
live.
nothing.
It's animated, but it's like that Invincible style where it's just like gory, graphic, and they're cussing.
Yes.
Basically, if you don't know, Hitmonkey, this assassin named Bryce, he kills this official in Japan, and he goes up to hide in the mountains of Japan, and all these monkeys like nurse him back to life because he gets like hurt, and they find him and they kill him and all these other monkeys. And the one monkey who didn't like him, he's basically like, yo, me and you are connected. And when he dies, he comes back as a ghost, and this monkey can see him, and therefore Hitmonkey is born. I
Yeah, which is crazy because he was trying to out Bryce the whole time. He was like, "Oh, he's
Yeah,
not
he
who he says he
kept
is."
calling him the White Devil, if I'm correct.
Yeah, something like that. He gave him the moniker.
He did not fuck with Bro. And I mean, rightfully so, though. Bro ended up bringing a bunch of people there to get them all killed.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
his whole monkey colony gets fucking murdered, and basically him and Bryce like we got to get revenge on the dudes who did this, and that's basically without going into the whole show. That is what it's about. It's about him seeking revenge, and like there's a bunch of cameos. We'll get into those because I was actually impressed with that, and I liked what they did, and also I like that like they constantly dropped Marvel like jewels everywhere. Like I don't know if you noticed in the first early episodes, this girl Akio or Aki, I don't know how to say her fucking name because they're in Japan for like the whole show, which I did like. I like that they didn't start in America. I don't know. I felt like him going around Japan doing all these murders and hits was just like super lit. As psychopath as that sounds.
no, I agree. That's what I was like. It gives like you got like a little bit of Archer vibe with Bryce, and then you have like a John Wick Animal Planet thing going on.
With
Like
Hitmonkey.
it's
Cause
it's
Bright
it's crazy.
Because Bryce is one of my favorite parts of the show, man. Bryce the Ghost, he was a hitman before, and like you get a lot of background on him eventually, but all you know at first is that he's just this like cocky, arrogant, humorous
Oh
fucking hitman. Like he's all about sex and drugs and money and just killing. You know what I mean? It's you don't really think there's any like emotional side to him until later on in the show.
yeah. And 100%, if you liked Archer, I'll say this now, if you liked Archer or like got into it, you will love this.
Or if you like Jason Sudeikis or whatever, that's the guy who does Bryce's voice. That's
Yeah,
that dude was in a bunch of movies and shows. What the fuck was he in, dude? What the fuck was he?
I forget because I
Oh,
looked it up.
oh, right here. Hold up. I have a list of it. We're the Millers, Horrible Bosses, Hall Pass, Horrible Bosses 2. Like,
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
horrible
Masterminds.
bosses. I loved horrible bosses.
No, that shit was great, dude. But yeah, he does the voice for Bryce the Ghost. And then an actual guy does the voice for Hitmonkey. What's his name? Fred Tascacori. Tascacori. He does like a lot of animation voices. But yeah, he actually voices Hitmonkey. So I thought that was funny as fuck that some white guy does Hitmonkey's voice, who's just like a
Yeah,
monkey
he's just
grunting.
in there. He doesn't talk at all. He has no, like, he's just in there grunting and making just primal noises. And he gets paid for that, which is crazy.
It is.
Good for him.
No, good for him. Fat check for that. Um, but yeah, dude, it's like super violent and graphic and action packed. It's funnier than shit. Like it. That's why I think I love it. Is that it's so funny and action packed at the same time. So
Yeah,
and then
it's like an Invincible with comedic relief.
Yeah, dude, 100%. I could agree with that. That and like some of the cameos were dope. Like there was a Lady Bullseye, which, if you guys aren't aware, she is not just show.
Yeah.
So real quick, she's not just show canon. I didn't know this. Lady Bullseye is a supervillain appearing in American comic books published by Marvel. She is a female counterpart of Bullseye. She was created by Ed Brubaker and Marco whatever and Clay Mann. That was his name, Clay Space Man. First appearing in Daredevil 111, Volume 2, September 2008. So I like that they decided, yo, we could use Bullseye, but let's use Lady Bullseye. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. And she plays a big part in well, I don't want to say the final episode because it's not, but the
the end.
episode 10, she plays a big part in that.
Oh, 100%.
Not, well, 9 going into 10.
Oh, 100%. And, like, we're not trying to spoil a whole lot because we want you guys to still watch it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
But another.
Like everybody needs to give this the same attention that they give like One Piece and stuff like that. Like this deserves a watch.
Oh, this does. And another notable cameo was Silver Samurai. He is also comic canon. But another thing they did that was cool was in the early episodes, the chick Akio or whatever her name is, the chick that works with her uncle to become a prime minister, the chick that that Hitmonkey's like in love with.
Yeah.
She was reading a Punisher comic in like one of the first 2 episodes. She's sitting at her table before he knocks on the window and it says Punisher something. And she's just reading a Punisher comic and she's like, that's real justice. And I was like, oh shit, okay.
Mercs for hire.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But so who knows who else could appear? And another thing they had was they had a news channel on the TV and it said MODOK or whatever. So I thought that was really fucking cool. So they were just like throwing in constant Marvel cameos throughout the whole show.
I missed the MODOK one. That's cool though.
Yeah, I saw it randomly. I was like paying, I don't know. I saw the Punisher thing, so I started looking harder, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
I like
trying to catch Easter eggs.
Yeah, no, that was really what it was. It was either MODOK or Hydra, the people that he works for. It was one of the two. I thought about it because MODOK, the show that got canceled, came out around the same time. So,
yeah.
But I'm glad that this, spoiler alert, the way it ends, there's definitely going to be a season 2. And John looked it up. There's apparently confirmed a season 2, just not when. And it's going to be in New York. Hitmonkey goes to New York. You think John ascends to heaven, but actually he comes back and he actually went to hell. And he signed a contract with Satan to come back to Earth and help Hitmonkey as a ghost. He can, like, control things now, because before, the only time he could, like, the ghost could, like, because nobody can see John other than Hitmonkey, and he can't, like, touch or grab things unless he, like, covers himself in salt. Like, salt, like, hurts spirits.
Yeah.
But when he, like, covers himself in salt, he, like, goes, like, full, like a human, and he can, like, he goes solid, and he, like, grabs shit and hit people. But basically,
yeah, like what he did with the bonsai tree. He's like, "Oh, did you see that? I broke that."
He grabs the bonsai tree branch that this dude's like sourcing power from, essentially.
Yeah, he broke the branch. He's like, "Oh, I did that."
There's a bunch of badass like boss fights that you guys definitely need to check out. The whole thing, like from start to finish, is just like a roller coaster ride. Like it's not slow as fuck, but there's like moments that are like warming, you know, or like heartbreaking. I wouldn't say warming, I'd say breaking.
Yeah, I'd give that like I don't even know. That's high. That's high on my scale. And my scale is very hard to tilt. But like 9.5, 10, I don't know.
Oh, I give it a 10. I have no complaint about a single thing I watched. All 10 episodes. Because, like, there's, like, this whole thing, like, at the end. Like, there's like an episode where they're doing like a flashback on like how Bryce grew up and why he became who he was, and it was
Yeah,
just like you didn't really think you needed it until you saw it, and then at the very end, Hitmonkey's like burying Bryce's gun because he ascended to heaven, and
yeah,
he dumps the clip out like to like dumps the magazine out, and Bryce's family photo falls out, and you're just like, fuck, bro. Like, if we didn't have that background episode, this would not be as sad as it fucking is, yo. Like,
yeah. Because in the beginning, what did he tell him? He was like, "Don't pick up a gun in anger, or else you'll never put it down."
yeah.
And then at the end, Bryce's dad is the one that told him, "Don't pick up a gun in
Well, it
anger.
wasn't his
You'll
dad,
never
it was
put
his
it down."
mom's boyfriend
Yeah,
who was a
yeah,
piece of shit scammer.
yeah,
And
yeah,
he was basically scamming his mom, and Bryce pulls a gun on him, shoots him, takes all the money that he scammed other people for, leaves it for his kid and his wife, and then he goes off and starts his life as a hitman. It's like,
yeah.
yo, so it's like, yo, Bryce actually was a really good fucking guy at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, you think
Tried
he's
to be.
well, you thought he was a bag of shit, but it's like, no, bro, you got dealt a fucked hand, and you pulled the trigger, and then you left your family with a life changing amount of money, and you made it so they didn't have to run. You just ran.
Yeah, that was one of the like I don't know, one of the ones where it's like it's kind of funny, but it's kind of not. Is like she's reading the note and then she puts the note down, and it's like big bag of money behind the note, like laying on the
Oh
cutting board.
yeah, yeah. No, it said
I'm
big
like,
money. It just said big
there,
money.
yeah, big money or whatever, and I'm like, you read the note first?
Oh, dead ass, dead,
Completely ignored,
dead ass.
completely
The
ignored
the
the
money.
yeah, the 20-pound bag of money sitting on your bed, and was like, what's this note?
Well, she's probably. I'm guessing at this point, like, because the way they show it, he's like at a gas station and he hides from the cops in his car. So, like, I'm guessing she knew he murdered the boyfriend at this point and was just like, "Oh God, Bryce left me a note with money. Let me read." You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I get what you're saying though. It was kind of like, "Yo, like, what are you doing?" There's,
yeah. Like, I walk in and I see a 20-pound bag of money sitting on my bed and a note sitting beside it. I think I'm gonna not pick up the note first,
oh,
allegedly.
yeah, no, for sure. I just like, I was impressed with how much like of a relationship you build with a character who just grunts all the time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like you
yeah,
really are bonded to Hitmonkey by the end of the show. Like you're really rooting for old boy. You know what I mean?
yeah. Like when he stuck up for the little shorty one that was like the runt.
Yeah, yeah, the runt, and he when he goes back to be a monkey, he like doesn't want to be a hitman anymore.
Yeah,
That whole arc was crazy. You guys gotta watch this shit, dude. Shit was baller as fuck. It was like I said 15 times. It was action packed as fuck. I mean, slicing motherfuckers, shooting motherfuckers, creative ass villains and protagonists, like, and mad plot twist, mad fucking plot twist. Like when you think you figured it out, it's like nope. Here you go, bitch. This is the new. This is the new plot. You know what I mean?
yeah. I can't even say like comic accurate because they did so much. Like they went above and beyond.
I haven't read the comics. I'm not gonna lie. I've been looking for Hitmonkey the one shot, but it's not based off that. That's just his first
Right.
appearance. I want the
Yeah.
one shot so I have his first appearance. But there's a mini series that it's apparently based off of, and I want to read it to see like how accurate it is. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, not even close.
Have you read it?
That's what I was looking at last night when I
Uh,
stopped watching. I was like, all
did
right,
you read the one
let me go.
shot or did you read the mini series?
I started like glancing over the miniseries and I was like, let me see what, what's really going on compared to what I'm watching. Because
Okay.
after you force feed yourself 8 episodes of something within like 24 hours, because we really crunched this thing. We were like, all right, let's watch this. And we kind of went to town on this. I was like, all right, let me see, what's really going on. It's
Okay.
Slightly different. Jesus, I don't know. They did their thing with this. I'll give
I
them that.
mean, yeah, which, hey, man, I dug what they did with it. I haven't read the book yet, but I really enjoyed the show. I think it
Yeah,
was a 10 out of 10.
yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you. I personally, I love Invincible from the bottom of my heart. I very much do. I think it's a better read, but I had more fun watching this than I have Invincible. I'm gonna keep it a buck 50 with it.
oof,
I'm gonna keep it a
oof,
buck 50 with everybody. That was my hot take of the night. I
damn.
I enjoyed this more than Invincible. Like, can't say I do reading wise, because reading wise, I think Invincible is one of like the best books ever. But watching wise, I like I love that it's also like 23 minutes long each. Like you can
Yeah, I'll take that.
like I think it's just like very easy to consume, and the way they uh they pace it, like in that 23 minutes you get so much different emotion, and it's not like throw up, you know what I mean? It's done like it's balanced very well, so that's why I dug it so much.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to read more as well. I didn't really read as much. Like, I just looked into like what is really going on in here compared to what the show has going
Yeah,
on.
yeah, for sure,
Because
for
it's
sure.
like, how can you fit all of this into 23 minutes? I want to know what's really going on in here.
I
And
Oh, go ahead.
man, I don't know. It's just,
Well, I mean, it's only like 6 books or whatever, so I mean, 10 episodes, like, kind of makes sense. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
but 20 minutes each.
I mean, yeah, cause you got, yeah, cause like each book, yeah, no, that it kind of makes sense in my head.
Yeah, I guess if you do your little quick math,
Well, it's just like
it'll work.
miniseries. You gotta like anytime I've read like I said, I haven't read this one, but anytime I've read one, they kind of like dump a whole lot in one book. So I could see like half to like 1.5 to 2 episodes out of each book almost. If you're pulling it derivative like actually from the book, but maybe they're not like you're saying. So they're doing their own thing and like doing this, that, and the third. I am really hyped to see what they do with season 2 though in New York and see who gets cameoed in there because there's so many possibilities.
I know. I'm so ready for the next one. I think that's what I guess everybody should take away from this is that if we're this excited and this hype about something, this isn't some bullshit.
No, 100%. You guys should definitely run to go watch this. Don't walk. If you have nothing to
Yeah,
watch and you're bored, you can pound this out in like 2 days if you or a day if you binge watch it. It's only fucking 23.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So 10 episodes times 23. There you go. Bam.
yeah. Over the past day and a half, we knocked out 10 episodes, and that was sleeping for half a day and me having both of the kids all
And
day
I
and
had a
watching Coco Melon.
and I had a birthday today.
Birthday today, like with a busy schedule, with a
Yeah.
full schedule, we
Yeah, and it
can
was worth it
day and a
though.
half.
But
Oh, absolutely.
it was
I'm about to. I might go watch it again just to
I
see if
feel
there was
that.
something I missed.
That's how I felt about Peacemaker. I really wish you would watch Peacemaker, dude. If there is if there is a show that I can say that I think you would like as much as that like I could recommend that I think you would like as much as Hitmonkey, I think it's Peacemaker. One, it's
I,
John Cena.
I believe
One, it's John Cena. You're familiar as fuck with him. You already have a
it.
good. You know what I mean? Like you're already going into it like, oh, it's John Cena. I'm gonna like it. You know what I mean? Like, and then
Yeah,
two, you're not ready for how like Deadpool out of pocket it is. Like it is. John Cena is so absurd in that show that like you just constantly want more of him and like rated R TVMA shows. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want PG John Cena anymore. You just constantly
Oh
want,
yeah,
you just want cussing, dirty joke, weed smoking John Cena. Like, that shit is
yeah.
hilarious. He's so good in like, cause that's how I only say this because you said you're gonna run it back, right? As soon as I finished Peacemaker, my first thought was, I gotta rewatch that. You know what I mean? Like, and that's how I felt about Hitmonkey. So I'm like, oh, if that's how John feels about Hitmonkey, he definitely needs to watch Peacemaker. Like,
Yeah, yeah, I've gotten accustomed to unhinged John Cena. I don't even think about John Cena being, you know, you can't see me, John Cena. I think about like, oh, what do you need? I got stuff that'll make your dick hard, stuff that'll make your dick soft. I got, like
yeah, no,
that John Cena that is
yeah,
stuck in
no,
my head now.
no, dude, and that's why I'm really hyped for that Ricky Stanstinsky movie or whatever it's called.
Ricky Stenicki.
Yeah, I'm really hyped for that because I always make the last name harder than it needs to be. Uh, I'm really hyped for that because it's just gonna be John Cena being out of pocket in like adult movie. So
He does so great at that, man.
he's
If there's
funny as
one thing I can
shit,
say,
dude. That
they
fucking
didn't.
that interview I sent you behind the green door comment he fucking made,
Yeah,
yo. Holy
he
shit.
he's crazy. Like it goes back to like when they did like the ruthless aggression area or whatever of WWE,
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
was
yeah.
he was John Cena with the chains, and he was a rapper, and he would like come out and just go off the top and
I
freestyle
remember,
and
dude.
insult everybody.
That and his
That is the that is
backstages were horny as hell.
that's John Cena. That like I don't care what anybody says. All the like
What do you feel?
loyal hustle, loyalty, respect thing, like that was a gimmick. Like the John Cena that came out and was just like talking mad shit on everybody.
Can I
That's
be
John Cena.
can I be fair? And could I be I'm going to embarrass myself here. I that's when I discovered John Cena, what you're talking about, your favorite John Cena. But I was one of those kids up until I was like 13. I so like when like Edge was fucking Lita on WWE Raw and shit like that.
Oh
The,
yeah, yeah.
like the end of like the very end of the like the FU and shit. Bless you by the way.
Oh
Um
no, I'm coughing. My bad.
oh, no,
Sorry.
you're good. You're good. Uh I was a John Cena stan like from the beginning till the end. Like I didn't care. And I'm not saying you weren't a fan. I was one of those kids like I didn't care what era of Cena even now with his little bald spot, I'm here for it. Like I I'm fucking I've always loved the dude. And it's crazy though cuz growing up I hated Randy Orton, but now I fucking love him. Now
Yeah.
cuz it's
Did
like
you know Randy Orton, John Cena, and Batista all went through OVW wrestling together at the same time?
no, I didn't, but that makes sense because when they all wrestled together, it was fluid. It was
Yeah.
like
And
anytime they were on the mic or wrestling, it was like at least to me as a young kid, it was like, yo, you guys are smooth, you're killing it. And I think that's why I like Randy Orton now because when you watch him wrestle compared to all these like no offense to a lot of the younger people, I know there's some good ones, but I just feel like he is like his choreography, everything is just good. Like he's smooth
yeah.
as butter. Like he makes shit look like it hits hard, but he's safe. You know what I mean? At least in my eyes. At least in my
Yeah.
eyes. And
Well,
and
his dad was Cowboy Bob Orton, and he's
yeah.
been wrestling since he was like 14 years
So
old.
he has no excuse. You know what I mean?
Oh
Like
yeah, no, no. If he went in there and looked like shit, then
it'd be a problem.
yeah, there would be a problem there.
And
And
but
John Cena's original wrestling name was the Prototype.
okay. So he
Yeah,
was all about just being like
I'm the guy.
Yeah, no, and that makes sense because when he came out, he was all juiced and fucking like ripped, cutting like, you know what I mean? Like,
First promo smacked Kurt Angle in the mouth
yeah, yeah, dude.
out the gate.
Yeah, dude. And dude, I Kurt Angle was one of those dudes growing up. Everybody like wanted to hate him, but every time he came out, I was more than happy to see him wrestle because he was gonna give a fucking show. Like
Yeah.
you could tell me he's an asshole. You could tell me like he's this, that, and the third, but you were not gonna see Kurt Angle come out there and bore you though. You were about to get the
Oh
best
no.
15, 20 minutes of your fucking life. Even if it was
Yeah.
pay-per-view, 30. You know what I
And
mean?
that's why him and Stone Cold were so good together.
Oh, 100%. Because Stone Cold is the same way. He's just fucking
Yeah.
electrifying. And, like,
Yeah.
you get them in their ring together. Oh, dude, the only other better thing, it's like they all went to the selling school of Shawn Michaels. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like, they all.
I could I could do this for days. You get me on some shit like this, I'll be here till Wednesday
It's
talking about shit like
it's
this.
my birthday. My girlfriend ain't home. I ate an edible. What else do we got to do, John? What else do we got to do, bro? What the fuck else do we got to do? If we go overtime, we go overtime. If we gotta shut the pod down and hit FaceTime because I'm too stoned, we'll do that. But
Hey,
it
that's our go-to.
yeah, you know what I mean, bro. This is my best friend, guys. If you guys don't know, like this man right here, I like
Just
like
my little brother over here,
you know,
big
like,
raindrop.
you know what I'm saying, dude? Like everything you see, man, like this guy is behind the scenes being like, y'all got this, y'all do this, like run this. I think y'all should run this. Like, don't let it go unnoticed. Man is an engine and he doesn't give himself enough credit. And I know Juju would say the same because you're there every time on Twitch and shit, bro. So I'm just glad we're sitting here chopping it up about wrestling because, like, I my boy Four, who was at my birthday dinner tonight, shout out him. He he was one of the reasons I got back into wrestling because like you were watching it, but he invited me over to watch the Royal Rumble 2 years ago,
Mhm.
and I was
I remember.
yeah, and I was texting you the whole time because Four was like, "Yo, ask John and this, ask John this, ask John that,"
Mm.
because I told him you were the wrestling guy, and like it was just like, and me and like now Four watches the Royal Rumble and all the pay-per-views, and like I just like it's awesome that like shit has come full circle because I like this was my first fandom, you know what I mean? Before Marvel, before all that shit, it was wrestling. You know, and before that, it was Power Rangers. You know, like
Oh man, yeah. It's been collection after collection after collection my whole life, but wrestling has always been my first one. So I can go wrestling all day. I love talking comics. I love talking movies and shit like that, but like man, I don't know. That's my one.
I get it, dude. It's easy. It's not easy, but it is easy to be the one because what 3 days a week you can watch this shit live. You know what I mean? Like, I
They've
mean,
always kept it that way too.
yeah, like it's that shit's watchable, and the fact that like like they're moving part of it to Netflix is unreal. Cause now so many people who wanted to watch wrestling are gonna watch wrestling again.
Oh yeah. Yeah, because like right now you have to have either Hulu Premium or Sling or something. You have to have something. If you don't have cable, you have to have some type of streaming device to be able to watch all three of them. Well, and that's just WWE. That's without having AEW. That's without having TNA.
Oh yeah,
You need
okay. So 4 days if you count TNA, right?
five because they have AEW on YouTube Premium. I think that's Wednesday.
Okay, Wednesday's AEW,
I
Monday
believe
Night Raw, Friday Night
Monday Night
SmackDown,
Raw, Friday Night SmackDown. Tuesday is NXT.
NXT, and then TNA.
Is TNA is
That's
Tuesday or
that's
Thursday?
you
I
got
forget.
5 motherfucking days out of the week you could watch wrestling. That's insane. That's
Yeah,
insane, yo. Like
yeah.
and to be fair though, it's not all the same quality though. It's not
Oh,
all.
and if you factor in, you got like New Japan Pro
Oh
Wrestling
yeah,
that's on
yeah.
there too. Which a lot of the people that they're pulling now
Are coming from
are coming
there.
from New Japan
Yeah,
Pro
yeah.
Wrestling. Like Will Ospreay, he just signed to AEW. He's going against Daniel Bryan.
I turn
I don't
this
know.
fucking
Oh,
over.
my bad.
Hi. No, you're good.
Yeah, I'll be in here all night talking about this shit. All right, let's. What what else we got? Because I'll be in here fucking wrestling, talking everybody's ear off, and they'll be like, "All right,
Dude,
time to
honestly,
log out."
it is it is pretty much log out time, you know what I'm saying? Like it's been 50 minutes. That's, you know what I mean? We usually do 50 minutes to an hour, so
Oh, all right. Well, before we go, did you happen to grab any new books for the week? And what do you have that you would recommend? What do you have that you would say avoid?
okay. Okay. New books I grabbed this week. All right. So the only things I really grabbed like weekly wise that came out this week uh is the Scotty Young What If cover. I haven't read the book, but the cover is amazing. If you love Scotty Young, highly recommend you get that.
Which we do. Big
Yes,
Scotty Young collectors over here.
yes. TMNT Last Ronin #2 Re-Evolution. I am finishing up Last Ronin Lost Years, which I'm not gonna lie, it's a little slow compared to Lost Years, which I expected, but I'm getting through it, and I'm excited for the New Age Turtles. I'm excited to see all these new turtles and what they do. I highly recommend you all go pick that up because I think over time this will go up, and I don't think it's gonna go up a lot, but I think people are gonna pick up on it after the trade comes out, and then they're gonna want single issues. So just get it while you can. It's an $8.99 magazine, like almost magazine size. It's bigger than a comic, but it's not quite magazine. But yeah. And then I also grabbed Gunslinger Spawn 29, I think is what it was. Highly recommend you guys read Gunslinger Spawn. I haven't read 29, but they got a new artist and I believe a new writer, so we'll see what they're doing. I love what they've been doing with it. Gunslinger's probably my favorite Spawn, straight up. Like, dude is
Yeah.
dude is cool as fuck. His story is interesting, and it's had me by the balls. I would be caught up, but I almost have like the issues I need to be caught up on my weeklies. I just get all the weeklies so I don't miss any. So when I'm caught up, I can just keep. You know what I mean?
My man reads so many books. Like every time I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing?" Books, 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 books. I've never met somebody like so committed to his craft
I
that
mean,
you're just like you're in
yeah,
there.
bro. Because we were getting all these cool ass covers, and I was like, I want to see what the fuck is up in the inside of this shit. And you know what the
Yeah.
problem was? I read one good one. I read one good comic, and I was like, oh, it's on. You know what I mean? Like it's like your first hit of dope, not to be that guy, but
Yeah.
you're chasing
You
a
got
and then I go and read I go read the first two compendiums of Invincible and the first two compendiums of The Walking Dead, two of the
dog.
biggest hits ever, and it was like, "Oh my god, bro. Like what am I doing not reading these fucking things? Like this shit's better than porn." Not really.
That was
Porn's fucking sick. Let's be real
one
here.
one of the craziest things was he was like, I bought this compendium and I was like, "Oh, that's cool.
I
Like
know what you're
so
gonna say.
you got something that's gonna take you a while to read." I'm like, "All right, that's cool. It'll help you stop buying books. You can work on this compendium."
How
And
long
then
did
it's
that
like
last, John? How long did that
fucking
last?
like 3 days later, he's like, "I'm about to buy compendium too because I'm done with." I'm like, "How did you three like what like 2 3 days like you were done. You're toast." I was like, "Holy shit, dude!"
Dude, yeah. I read the fucking first compendium of Invincible literally in cuz I got it like a year ago and then like I finally picked it up because the season was coming out. So I binged it in like 3 days and was like, "Oh, bro. This shit is
Yeah,
literally the Bible. Like this is King
yeah,
James. Fuck the other ones. This is it, my boy." Like
yeah.
John
This is literally
3:16 like
It's literally the only thing Rainey holds over my head whenever I'm like, yo, I'm about to fuck something up over here. I'm about to like drop a spoiler on you. He's like, I'll tell you what's about to happen in Invincible for the next 2 years.
Yup. I'm like, bro, don't tempt me. I will literally ruin. And he was like, you know, you only have this until Invincible's over. And I was like, I will enjoy every bit of it. I'll enjoy not losing this.
Yo, it's crazy. I've never met somebody like that. I'm like, yo, when he's in, bro. He's locked in.
Oh,
You're not
dude.
getting him out of there.
Same thing. Emma got me the compendium of Walking Dead. I read that in like 2 fucking days, maybe 3. Like, and that shit's in all black and white and mainly just fucking dialogue. So, like, you're really reading on that shit. Like,
That's what I'm saying. So when you get a review or when you get like some type of overview
I
or
read
you
that
get
shit.
something, when you get something from this channel, you're getting it from a professional. You're not getting it from somebody that's just like, oh yeah, I glanced over it. No, this
Oh.
motherfucker reads books, bro.
That, and if it's for the pod, if it's a single issue, I'll read it like 2, 3 times. Just to like,
Oh,
cause I want to like,
retain it.
yeah, that, and I want to look at the panels and like, cause like the first time I read a book, I like glaze the art. The second time, I'm like in there coming over fucking 2-page splashes and shit. So don't ever take my comic books. They have cum all over them. Not the ones I sell.
Yeah, no, no, please don't. No, that he doesn't mean that. Allegedly, that was.
Yeah. I'm just kidding, bro. I'm so sorry, guys. It's it's
That's,
ge- it's 4 a.m.
that's,
on the East Coast. It's getting late. Where
oh man.
it is what it is at this point. But nah, for real. And like you said about Hitmonkey, like we're watching this shit, even if we gotta cram it in during
Oh yeah.
birthdays and family time. We are
Yeah.
we are watching this shit so we can actually tell you how we feel about it. Like if we hated it, we would fucking tell you we fucking hated it. Look at the Deadpool comic. I love Deadpool, and I gave that son of a bitch a 5.6. And so same with John. John
Yeah.
John texted me a 2. So
Yeah. And I love Deadpool. Deadpool is like one of my favorite characters ever. And I was like, we might want to do another one. But you can't have all sunshine and rainbows. You got to have some iffies in there. And this is, for me, one of the iffies. But
and me, Wong's Deadpool
yeah,
was not it.
yeah.
That shit was not it, my boy. Like,
That's why I can't give it like a I can't give it like a 2 or something because the Wong ones are rough.
yeah, man. Like, I guarantee you would not get through all 10.
Yeah, I barely got through this one. If it wasn't for Blade at the end, like I said, he saved the book for me
You
because I
know,
was ready. I've already been in a foul mood today with my whole whatnot purchase thing
you
and everything, so I was like ready to.
you know what we're gonna do? I'll try and find you a trade so you don't have to read it online. But you know what book you would absolutely fucking love? Blade Max. It's like the Punisher Max line, but for Blade, it's like a 6-issue miniseries, dude. The art
Yeah.
is great, and Blade is just fucking badass. Like, and like they're, oh my god, dude. He calls her like a meat pop. He's like, "Come over here and let me suck you, you meat pop." And then Blade comes up.
Um.
It's fucking bad. He doesn't say that like a vampire. Like,
What's the other one? The Wesley Snipes one, Exiled.
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, Uncharted was trying to get me. Shout out to Uncharted. That's one of our
Yes, dude.
go-to people.
If you need the most random, absurd fucking book in your collection, go follow Uncharted Comics on Instagram and whatnot.
Yeah,
They literally have Beavis and Butthead, Simpsons,
you name it.
fucking Sonic, Marvel, DC, Image, like, I mean, they literally have it all, but they really do specialize in like the absurd, like, so like if you got any like weird Marvel characters or like keys and stuff like that, hit them up, man. And And let me tell you, dude, they're the best tag team on there. Like, I'm not trying to glaze nobody, but I will, because they have only shown love. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
And if they don't have it, they'll go find it.
yes, they will. They will. They will. So,
Yeah. But they were trying to put me onto the Wesley Snipes Exiled Blade series.
okay,
That was one that they were suggesting. I've never
I'll
thought
have.
about getting into that. I don't
I,
know what it's about. Never picked one up.
I'd be interested. I do know the guy. So, shout out Comics and Chronic. They're a podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Uh, they did an interview with the guy who writes the ongoing Blade series right now for Marvel. And I have issue 1, the Frank Miller cover. I never read it because I got it for the cover. To guilty as charged. After saying how much of a reader I am. I listened to that interview though, and that guy seems really fucking cool. And I really like that he said in the interview that like his intro to the book was like basically his Blade is Wes. He said he wrote the book based off of like Wesley Snipes' Blade, like that's like kind of his influence. And
I mean,
and I
at
was
this point, as you should.
yeah, and I just I was like, yo, and like the way he was talking about how he like based like like writing off not panels because he's not the artist, but writing based off of like the intro to Blade and like how it went down. Like I was like, yo, I think we should definitely like me, you, and Juju should do a Blade review. Like just read a couple issues and be like, this is what we think.
I'm with it.
Say less,
I
dude.
love Blade. I love Blade, man. I think we all do.
Oh yeah, I definitely think I need to find him. They did one like not too long ago, but Marvel Legends did a Blade figure, and I really want it. Cause
Well, yeah, Blade pulled Marvel out of the gutter.
yeah,
So,
no, the Blade movie saved a lot of shit. And the thing is, he doesn't have that many comics. You know what I mean?
no.
Like, so I definitely think we should. Okay, so the plan is we're gonna do a 2-part Blade podcast in the future. It's gonna be the ongoing series, and then we're gonna do Blade Max, the mini series.
All right.
And, and,
Noted.
and
You
that's
heard it. You heard it here first from the man
yeah,
himself.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably not gonna remember this tomorrow. Day.
I'm gonna remember it.
Yeah,
The
no, I,
brains behind Brain Dead, right here.
yeah, you know what
You
I'm
see it.
saying? Doctor Doom himself. I don't know if you know that, but your thing, I made your thing a Doctor Doom picture instead of just the little Discord thing.
Does it have the Natty Daddy in its hand?
No, it just says 1 beer.
Okay. Okay. All right.
It's like a
That'll
cartoon
work.
picture. Somebody like actually drew it.
Hell yeah. Love that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
You know,
But
Doom's my man.
John, do you have any so if me and John we're going to GalaxyCon with Juju, this will actually be John's first time meeting Juju in like 3 years.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy, bro? You're meeting
Yeah.
one of your best friends like
Yeah. My
like
daughter is almost 2 now, and I've
yes.
been here for close to 3 years. Yeah.
So, we're all going to GalaxyCon. It's a fun little convention. My question, sorry guys. My question to you, John. I know you're going like kind of like open arms, but if there's one thing you're hoping to find there, what is it? Like a realistic thing. Don't pull a Juju and be like, the one ring that rules them all that actually works.
Oh shit. Hell
you know,
no.
you know what I
Yeah.
mean
No.
though. Shout out Juju, but Juju would be like,
No.
I wanna find an ET. I'm like, dude, come on, be real.
Yeah. Hell no. No. I'm going in there with a vengeance.
Yeah, but like if the, like but for real, like one thing if you could hope for, like it doesn't have to be the exact thing, but like an artist's cover or like a statue maybe or like a figure of a wrestler, like you don't gotta give me the exact thing, but like if you had to pick something that you're hoping to see to catch your eye, what is it mostly?
I couldn't even give you an answer. I've bought so much stuff here lately that I feel like I have like every figure
All right,
that I
we
want.
gotta hit the air horn. Mr. Moneybags entered the chat. Mr. Money,
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
yeah.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just
I,
kidding.
I, I I've low key gone crazy. I'm to the point I'm like, I want to go and I want to like,
Yeah, but did you?
it's for your birthday, so
But
I
okay,
want to see
fair.
you get all your shit, and
But
I want to get some deals for you. I want to be in there and bargain because I know Rainy isn't going to go in there and be like, "Will you do $15 on this?" Rainy's just going to be like, "Yeah, 35 sounds fine."
yeah, John's my muscle this next weekend. John's my Joe Fixit actually.
Yeah, yeah.
He's
This
my
is this is
He's my Gray Hawk.
yeah.
He's my White
This is
Hawk. You're the White Hawk, bro.
The White Hawk.
White
That's
Hawk has a
hilarious.
beard and tats. White Hawk's beard and tatted. I mean, one accurate thing, you both have glasses.
Yeah, that we
And
both do have
and
glasses.
you both can eat a fucking whole meal for a family at fucking 6 a.m.
Oh, fuck off.
I also do that. I almost sent you a picture of me at 4 a.m. eating 2 chicken sandwiches, and I was like, I'm about to go to bed in my U. But I was like, I didn't want to wake you
Yeah,
up because you had work at like 2 hours from then. I was like, let me
yeah.
not. But no, dude. So I don't know, man. I'm hype. I'm very hype. But what were you saying? What were you saying about Khan? Fuck. I had something on my mind. Damn.
Oh, about what I would be looking for when I go
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
or
yeah, yeah. Or, no. You said.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, I'm going to try to get some deals and try to like just straight up bullshit, have a good time, see my friends, hang out. Like I don't know.
No, fair.
I don't have anything on my agenda.
That's fair. That's fair. I'm hyped for you just to like, cause I remember when I first went to like my first small con, you're getting to go to like a big one for your first time, so or like a decent sized one for your first time. So like, I
I
just.
might ask Lita to marry me, and then just
Oh, that's what I
leave,
was gonna say. Not
and then
that.
just leave my family.
Then leave my family allegedly. Uh, I was gonna say my boy for for a gift, he sent me $80 to get a photo and pic with Sabu, but it's only 50. So what I think I'm gonna do,
Okay,
I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the other 30 and get him a signature for Sabu,
okay, yeah, banger.
cause he's a huge wrestling fan as well. Like he about shit his pants and asked when it was, and he had to go do all this other shit, but he was about ready to go.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I think I'm gonna surprise him with an autograph of Sabu and kind of just watch him shit his pants.
hopefully he isn't on Spotify.
Nah, I don't think he is. He might be. I do know he used to listen to these at work. So Four, if you're listening, I love you. But
That's
guys,
awesome.
but guys, I want to talk to John a little bit off camera. So I just want to say I appreciate you, John, for showing up and doing this thing so late with me, man. You're the bomb.
Oh, always, brother. I'll be here.
Factual. And guys, Juju will be back next week. So make sure you drop a like, a comment, and a subscribe. And remember, never offended, always recommended. And have a great night, my dudes. Later, or day, whenever you listen to this shit. Who knows? It's morning technically for us. Peace!
Come back and get these jewels.
Yes, it'll be Jules when Juju's back. Juju's Jules. Later!